I'm Elliot Bright, and welcome back to the Gaily News. It's Tuesday, August 18th. Here's the rundown on your fresh news. A federal judge blocked the Trump administration from stripping gender-affirming care out of Affordable Care Act essential benefits. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth used an anti-trans slur at the Iowa State Fair. A Kansas judge ordered the state to restore a transgender woman's driver's license. Russia forced its largest LGBTQ+ organization to shut down after branding it extremist. And Brighton announced its first ever Dyke Pride. Let's dig in. We start with a legal win that actually matters. A federal judge ruled that the Trump administration overstepped when it tried to remove certain gender-affirming care from the list of essential health benefits under the Affordable Care Act. Essential benefits come with real protections, limits on out-of-pocket costs, and federal subsidy rules that keep coverage from becoming a financial free-for-all. 21 states sued, arguing the administration ignored proper rulemaking procedures and tried to make care more expensive and less accessible. Senior U.S. District Judge Nathaniel Gorton agreed on the key provision. The administration still won on some other pieces of the same rule, but the core attempt to carve gender-affirming care out of the ACA's basic safety net was struck down. In a season of constant attacks on trans health care, every court that says, "not so fast," counts. Meanwhile, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth was at the Iowa State Fair campaigning and decided the moment called for a slur. "At the Department of War, we do training, not tragedies," he said, before pivoting to the claim that the military is now colorblind, gender-neutral, merit-based. He has been using Department of War language even though Congress has not renamed the Department of Defense. The anti-trans ban is already policy. The casual deployment of a slur at a public fair is the tone on top of the policy. It is not subtle. It is not accidental. It is the message. In Kansas, a Douglas County judge issued a temporary injunction ordering the state to restore the driver's license of transgender woman Jamie Miller. A new state law requires licenses to display sex assigned at birth. Miller's license was revoked under that law. The judge made clear the ruling was about due process, the process used to take the license, not a final decision on the underlying dispute. Still, the license is back for now. Identification documents are not abstract. They are how people work, drive, open bank accounts, and move through the world without constant explanation. Taking them away is a deliberate form of friction. Across the ocean, Russia delivered another blow. The Russian LGBT Network, the country's largest LGBTQ+ rights organization, operating since 2006, announced it is shutting down. In April, a St. Petersburg court designated it an extremist organization at the request of the Justice Ministry. That label turns ordinary association into potential criminal risk for staff, volunteers, and anyone who sought help. The group said it assessed the dangers carefully and chose to close rather than create more exposure for the people it existed to support. Human Rights Watch has documented at least 9 LGBTQ+ organizations hit with similar designations this year. The Russian LGBT network's decision is both a loss of infrastructure and a public admission that the repressive environment has made open work too dangerous. And finally, a brighter note from the UK. Brighton is preparing to host its first ever dedicated Dyke Pride on September 5th at St. Anne's Well Gardens. The event is free, grassroots, volunteer-run, and explicitly trans-inclusive. Organizers point out that Brighton is one of the country's most LGBTQ+ friendly cities, yet has never had a dedicated Dyke celebration. The day will feature live music, speakers, DJs, cabaret, line dancing, and a community market. Co-founders have been clear that trans men, transmasculine people, and trans dykes are welcome and centered. In a year heavy with institutional hostility, a city choosing to create new space instead of shrinking it is worth noticing. That's the landscape on this Tuesday. A federal judge protecting ACA coverage for gender-affirming care. A defense secretary using a slur while claiming the military is gender neutral. A Kansas court temporarily restoring a trans woman's license. Russia's largest LGBTQ+ organization forced to close, and Brighton preparing its first Dyke Pride. The pattern is familiar: legal fights, official contempt, institutional erasure, and communities that keep building anyway. Thank you for spending this time with the Gaily News. I'm Elliot Bright. Come back tomorrow, same energy, fresh headlines. Stay fierce. Get out there and make them uncomfortable.